Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Take a peek at my shirt. Heck yes, and heck yes for another wonderful day of Nintendo news. I hope you're all doing fantastic as we cruise to the weekend. The Dropout is out today, Severance is out tomorrow, and I think I'm going to see the Batman finally. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the show. Let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below. I'm on a high because I've been playing the new Mario Kart DLC all morning. I got the courses early. I figured it out. If you want to see that video, we got about 2 hours of me racing through all 8 new courses, and they look darn good. So let's start off with our first story, which is Mario Kart 8 updated to 2.0 and unveiled the names of all of the cups. All the cups, right? We know that there's 48 courses coming. That breaks down to 12 cups, 6 DLC packs, 3 per year for 2 years, and here they are. Don't know what the courses are just yet, but I expect we'll find out pretty soon. With the release tomorrow for the first pack, second pack seems like it's probably primed for sometime this summer. I bet at E3 time we'll get to see it at the Direct, and then more courses. But right now we got fun names like the Fruit Cup and the Rock Cup and the Cherry Cup looking so good and making Mario Kart 8 Deluxe deluxeified. Supersize me. They made the game amazing, and I can't wait for you guys to check out the courses. They're awesome. Now, speaking of awesome, Nintendo is doing awesome stuff with that Switch Online, and you probably remember yesterday I was like, there's gonna be Sega Genesis games coming later this week, and boom, we were right. 3 Sega Genesis games dropped late last night, and instead of the 1 N64 game per month, Nintendo decided to triple up to make up for missed time. They haven't added any Sega Genesis games since the launch of the expansion pack, but now they brought in Alien Soldier, Super Fantasy Zone, and Light Crusader. And I'll be honest with you, I've never played nor seen any of these games. Apparently, Alien Soldier is actually really good, similar to Gunstar Heroes gameplay, so I might check that one out. I don't know if anybody has any love for these games, any nostalgia for them, but it's good to see Nintendo continuing to update. Remember, they just dropped F-Zero X back on March 11th, and less than a week later, they're bringing us more Nintendo Switch Online stuff. Trust me, if they keep this cadence up, nobody will be complaining about the price or the expansion pack boost. Nintendo, just keep doing what you're doing because it's really working for me. And now we just need Game Boy and Game Boy Advance later this summer, and we will be cruising in the clear because, by the way, that epic Mario Kart 8 DLC, it's also part of the expansion pack, and I think that alone, man, it's really a good time for Switch Online. Maybe for the first time. Next up, you might remember a while ago, we had a rumor about Goldeneye coming back. All right, some sort of remastered version reappearing, bringing the classic N64 multiplayer mayhem to modern consoles and hopefully Switch. Well, it seems like those plans have been put on hold, and we have 2 different sources kind of filling us in here. One, Jeff Grubb says, I wish I could get an answer on this unannounced thing, but I think that if it were planned to be announced, that's probably been put on hold due to GoldenEye's Soviet-Russian military-heavy plot and characters. And as I'm sure you can imagine, due to current world events, they probably don't want to announce GoldenEye and come back with all this footage focusing on that part of the globe. Now that is from sort of the rumor insider side of things, but then we also have GoldenEye's trademark holder, Danjak LLC, filing for an extension, a 6-month extension for the IP trademark. And that also kind of hints that they are pushing back the announcement and kind of trying to bide their time and wait for a more calmer, peaceful time. Now it is the franchise's 60th anniversary this year, and we know that players would love GoldenEye on the N64 online service. This seems though like it could be something even more, and I bet fans would be excited, but it looks like, and rightfully so, we're gonna have to wait for it. I would expect this to then be delayed maybe to a fall announcement, 6-month extension, so it should fall sometime within then. So I guess between now and roughly September, but who knows, they could always extend again. I think they will play this one smart and make sure that they're making the right move for everyone and not just the right move to get the game out there. Let me know in the comments down below if you're pumped to find out that GoldenEye is still probably coming, but similar to Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, it is getting a world events related delay. Tiny little update that just dropped. Nintendo added some pretty sweet rewards to their My Nintendo Rewards program. 4 sick N64 keychains, physical rewards, now can be purchased with your coins. All right, a lot of times they just have like wallpapers and things that are digital, or something like a, I don't know, like a pad of stationary, but this one is actually really cool. There's Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64, and Mario Kart 64, 4 very popular big games, and I bet these would look great on your keyring. So if you do have some points saved up, go to your My Nintendo account and you can have them mail these to you stat. All right, let's crack open the investigation station and take a peek at this new patent that was just put on to the interwebs. This was actually filed back in July 2021 and made public in January, but it was just discovered yesterday. All right, this is a new controller for the Switch that Nintendo has patented, or so people think. Look at this guy. What would you describe this as? Some have instantly jumped to the conclusion that maybe this is the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Not the Pro controller, but the Pro controller, if you get my drift. It looks like a weird, strange, like SNES hybrid, or maybe like an N64 with the bottom chopped off. In fact, that big battery pack wallop on the top is very reminiscent of N64, and it makes you wonder what Nintendo is actually cooking up here. Now, not every patent they put out ends up coming to fruition. Who remembers back in 2019, they patented some hinged Joy-Con. Like the Joy-Con could go like clunk. It was like a DS for Joy-Con. It didn't make much sense. It was very interesting. I guess it was trying to be ergonomic, but I don't even see how that would work. But maybe they were just iterating and trying to come up perhaps a better mode of control. This could be a similar type thing, or it could be the future for Nintendo. It's odd that this controller has no grips, right? It's just a flat controller, which makes you think more like Joy-Con or base controller that Nintendo could use in a new system as sort of the one that comes with the box, and then you have to buy the Pro controller, the Elite, if you will, if you want to have perfect play. I do love this stuff though, right? Because it's like an inside look to be a fly on the wall at Nintendo. This is a chance we get to open the doors and see what are they working on? Because otherwise there's no way we know what they are working on. Even when we think we know, a lot of times we don't know. They manage to surprise and sometimes confuse us, but what do they got going on with this here? What is this device? I love seeing these patents, and I love that even though there's a delay, we get to see them made public so we can try and suss out what Nintendo's doing. In fact, this one reminds me of the rumored leaked original Nintendo Switch controller that had a screen on it. That's what this looks a lot like. Maybe that's what that big battery pack is for. Could they be going back to a screen-based controller? Probably not, but it's intriguing to think about. Now, Nate Drake, insider who leaked out the Genesis games that just dropped, so he has quite a bit of clout and correctness, he says that this is just a patent for the battery pack on the N64 Switch controllers that were released to coincide with the expansion pack. Remember those things? It's like a Switch controller from the N64 that can connect to your Switch so you can play the N64 games the way they were initially intended to be played. And he might be right. This honestly does look like it. Take a peek, because this right here is the controller Nate Drake is referencing. And he says the patent is for this big globule on top, the battery pack. And that does look very similar if you look at the top, but the rest of the controller definitely doesn't line up. So I wonder if he is right this time, or maybe he's off. But then I think about what would Nintendo do with some sort of big chunky thing on top of a brand new controller? They don't need expansion packs like they had back in the N64 era. They don't need really anything of that sort. And a giant battery pack, that seems like it would be quite cumbersome and not all that great to hold. And we know that Nintendo kind of prioritizes ergonomics and smallness based on the Wiimote and then the Joy-Con. So a controller with a big honking battery pack, I'm not so sure. Frankly, I don't know exactly what is going on here, but let's keep our eyes peeled if anything else comes out. We know that people are very eager for the next Nintendo Switch thing, even as the Switch just kills it. The Mario Kart 8 DLC is proof that even in its 6th year, Nintendo Switch can do amazing work, even with games that came out a decade ago, right? They are just rocking and rolling, and the rest of their lineup this year, it's insane. But maybe this is the battery pack. Maybe it's a brand new controller. Let me know what you think. Would you want to play something that goes back to a more traditional style instead of the split Joy-Con feel? Or do you think this is an alternative Pro controller? Or do you think it's nothing at all? Please let me know. I want to hear, and hopefully we find out at some point soon. We've come full circle to our poll for the day, and oh baby, this is a very important Nintendo Switch question. Okay, you can find important questions like this one on the community tab every weekday evening. Make sure to turn your notification bell on so you can hear it ring, and subscribe so you can stay up to date and be a part of the conversation. Because I asked an important Nintendo Switch question yesterday. Which do you prefer? the pool or the ocean. Now, these are two very different things, right? The pool, it's water, but it's controlled water, and it's usually warmish water, and you can do things like throw a ball and not worry about it being taken away by a drifting sea. The ocean, on the other hand, it's majestic, it's vast, it's salty, there's fun waves to play in, but you can lose your ball or your shorts or your friend. Oh gosh, I hope you don't lose your friend. That's why 68%, myself included, picked the pool. It's just a little more safe, it's a little more low-key, you can relax a little bit better. But 32%, I get it. The ocean is fun. I love wave jumping. That's my favorite thing to do in the ocean. Get all messy and wet and, ride those waves, baby. And we will ride a wave into the next episode of GMM tomorrow. I hope to see you all there. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I love you a lot. I appreciate you even more. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, everybody, thanks again. SwitchForce out.